everybody, and welcome to your Thursday. I'm Dan Gresham, and I'm at home. So it's a little bit different than if I'm out on the studio in the set. This is a casual conversation. I hope that you will take it that way, as a casual conversation. And I'm back to a new piece of software this morning, so bear with me. If there are some changes or there are things that are happening, if there's audio can't hear, if it's distorted, help me out. Help me if you can. All you got to do is say, hey, it's okay, or whatever. Yeah, you know the drill. And you also know that you can participate in the at-home update. All you have to do is comment just like you would any other Facebook post. You just go to the bottom and say, hey, Dan, I'm watching from, or whatever is going on in your world. Well, let me see if I can make that happen. If we can see some of the comments here. Like I say, bear with me, I'm still learning here. I think, yeah, there we go. Hang on, let me remove some of the other things and take them out of the way here so that we can see what's going on. There we go. See, David Peru says, good morning. Thank you, David. And good morning to you as well. I see Christy Thompson is also up with us this morning. There we go. Good morning, Christy. Hope your day is getting off to a good start. She's watching there in Orange. Carolyn, good morning in Buna. Hope things are well there. And again, we'll continue to take folks' comments throughout the morning. Whether I read them or not while we're doing Facebook Live, I read them. Believe me, I read every single one of them. So I appreciate your thoughts, your comments. I always ask for the favor, too, that if you drop by, just give a thumbs up. That plays into the algorithms, and that's how Facebook pushes out all their information and who sees it. All right? So that would be a great favor. Let's jump in this morning. First of all, let's talk weather. This is KFDM.com, of course, your first stop on the internet where you can go and check on what's happening. And I always think this is one of the best tools we have in our arsenal as far as weather goes, and individuals at home as we watch things. We're wanting information. We're wanting to know what's going on, what's happening right now. Interactive radar is a great source at KFDM.com to do that. It is, and when I say interactive, look at this. I'm controlling this. I can push it in or out. I can tighten up the picture. I can go all the way out. If I have friends who are traveling and I want to know what's happening in Tampa, well, I can see. Or if I want to know what's happening in Corpus Christi, I can see that as well. Or I can bring it back in and I can come all the way back down to almost street level if I want to, and I can center it up. But I'm showing this because I want you to have this tool, and I want you to see this is the cold front that's coming through that line right there. That's the cold front, and you can see most of it is getting to us now. There's Beaumont. If you drew a line, it'd probably be right there. Is it cold out this morning? No, but it will not get as warm today as it got yesterday. All right, so there's the situation. Just kind of want to let you know. And there is some very light rain, if any at all. Chad saying we're probably not going to have to worry about rain that much. It's just not likely to be an issue today. So if you've got things to do, you can take your raincoat with you, but there's a good chance you're probably not going to need it this morning. All right, now the one issue that I did want to get you up to date on, we've had a traffic accident. Is it just me, or does it seem like every single day on I-10 somewhere in our viewing area, there's a problem? There's a wreck, there's somebody that's gone off the road, there's an overturned 18-wheeler, something shuts down the flow of I-10. And guess what? It's happening again this morning. We have had a crash that has closed part of I-10 in Jefferson County. Texas Department of Public Safety investigating a two-vehicle crash on I-10 at Boyd Road. And we have a piece of video here. I have not looked at this.
Right
well,
now,
we have to go through the ad, and that's just what it costs to be able to see the video. But as it does so, I can tell you that a viewer shared this with it. Started at 7:15 this morning. I'm hoping by now, I have not gotten any update on this, but I'm hoping by now maybe it has been cleaned up. Maybe you can help me with that. Maybe you know what the situation is. out there. If that's the case, go ahead and send it to me. But again, I just wanted you to know there is a crash that is close part of I-10. And when people say, oh, why are we spending money on infrastructure? To me, it's kind of obvious, isn't it, to you too, that, we have lagged behind in our highway construction to the point that we've overwhelmed the interstate system. We probably should have had 6 lanes, 25 years ago. We're just now getting 6 and 8 lanes in good portions of Southeast Texas. They're working on parts of that now in Orange County. They're working on it in Jefferson County. Completed in Chambers County. And boy, what a difference that makes, right? Where suddenly you get into Chambers County if you're going west towards Houston, and then all of a sudden, boom, it opens up and there's room to roam. But you come back the other direction, chokes down to 2 lanes, and then it becomes pretty problematic. But again, know that's out there. There was an accident in Jefferson County, so don't be surprised if you wind up finding yourself sitting. I know somebody, I believe it was Jillian Fertig earlier this week, on her way to Crystal Beach, to Bolivar, to do a story. She got hung up on I-10 for 2 hours. 2 hours. Once she cleared the wreck, it took her 30 minutes to get where she's going. So just be aware of that there is a problem already out there this morning. Also this morning, we're getting into that time of the year where we're going to start seeing people going out and doing their holiday shopping. Probably a good idea to be smart when you do go out, right? And when I say that, I'm talking about one of my favorite phrases, because I think it sums it up: situational awareness. Situational awareness. Know where you're at, what's going on around you. Don't be oblivious. Don't have your head, buried in your phone while you're walking out to your car, because that's when you will be taken advantage of. And we did a story, staying safe when showing up to either buy or sell items advertised online. If you're going to go on to Facebook Marketplace and you're going to sell something, then understand there is a built-in risk. It's how high is that risk? How significant is that risk? I think it depends on how you're going to do the business transaction, right? So keep that in mind this holiday season. There are people out there, and it's as true as I do, there are people out there who are going to want to take advantage of you, period. People who would much rather take from you than go out and have to earn the money to buy something. It's a lot easier. I'll just take it off of that person. There are people that have no qualms doing that, and they are out there, especially this time of year. But it's not just buying and selling online. It's also when you go shopping. We're hearing more and more about people being taken advantage of in parking lots, for example. And again, a lot of that has to do, numbers always work in your favor, right? If it's more than just you that's going out, if you're, with a group of people, that's probably going to be a deterrent. And also, if you're paying attention, that helps too. Keys in your hand, ready to get into your car. If you talk to most people who perpetrate these crimes, the people who do the crimes will tell you they're looking for the easiest mark they can possibly find, the path of least resistance. So make it tougher on them. Be aware of what you're doing as you start thinking about going out for the holidays. All right, don't forget, you want to comment on these things, you can. All you have to do is go to the site there and post up. Let me get rid of this so you can see. Marla Miller says, good morning. Thanks for keeping us updated. You're welcome, Marla. Also, Cynthia Campbell, do you have any update on the traffic between Beaumont and Winnie? Marla, I have not. As I said, we're aware that it's going on, but I do not have any updates on the situation at this point. But we'll, before we go, maybe we'll see if we can catch up with them, all right? And again, your comments are welcome this morning. Let's go back to KFDM.com, your first stop on the internet. This is, to me, a very important story. EMTs, paramedics needed in Jefferson County. How badly are they needed? Well, enough that now you have people who are willing to pay for your education to become an EMT or an EMR. Would we all agree it takes a special kind of person to do this job? Not just anybody can walk in and do the job. Not just everybody is comfortable dealing with the public And especially when you're dealing with the public in a very, traumatic situation. In many situations, probably most, when EMTs, emergency medical technicians, or EMRs, emergency medical responders, get to a site, what are they going to encounter? They're going to encounter people who are in distress, people who are going through anxiety, of the situation. So it takes a special person to do that. But how different would our world be if we didn't have those who are willing to step up and do the job? We probably need to spend more time saying thank you to the people who do that and appreciate the work that they do. We seem to do it for a lot of our first responders, but I'm not sure that we pay enough attention to those guys who are riding in the ambulances, guys, and I mean men and women, who are out there doing that kind of work. It only takes once, believe me. Having been in a wreck where I was T-boned, very thankful that there were men and women who were there to help me through that situation. But if you're looking for a job and you feel like you're made of the right stuff, that might be something of interest. You can go to kfdm.com and you can read the rest of the story. Let's also check out the next story that I wanted to bring to your attention, which really is about... I was trying to think of where I was going with this one because I had another story. The BISD mask mandate. That's where I was going. I don't want people to be confused when they hear the BISD, the board, suspending the mask update. And immediately they're going, okay, kids, you don't have to wear a mask to school anymore. Not true, because until the 29th of November, it is still a mandate. After that point, after the Thanksgiving holiday, they are going to ease the mandate, but they are asking people, students, they're encouraging them. Would that be a good? You can see the verbiage. Strongly encourage. We're going to strongly encourage the use of face masks for individuals inside schools, on buses, and in the district facilities. So while it may not be required, it is going to be encouraged. And if you've been following what's happening with the COVID situation now, not here in Southeast Texas, but around the rest of the country, you might understand why, because there are a lot of people saying, do not jump the gun. Don't assume that, there's not a problem anymore. No, we're not seeing a lot of cases here in the South, but when you go north, in fact, I believe the statistic I saw this morning was 22 states have seen marked increases in the number of COVID cases. Plus, Europe has also seen another uptick in the number of COVID-19 cases. And then, historically speaking, what happens in Europe seems to always find its way here with a little bit of a delay. It started there. Remember Italy when things were bad? It came here. We had our first wave. We saw a second wave there, one here, a third. So don't be surprised if we head into the winter months that we start hearing more about cases, whether it's here in Southeast Texas or around the rest of the country. All right, finish up our little meeting this morning, get you out of here in less than 15 minutes. Always like to finish on something light, breezy, easy. And this morning, I've got one for you. If you're starting to think about holiday decorations, you're thinking Christmas, a lot of folks already have them up. I mean, let's face it. You go out, and last night I'm driving home. I'm involved in my new favorite thing to do recreationally. No, not golf. I still like golf, and I'll still play golf. No, not tennis. I haven't been too successful at that after shoulder surgery, but pickleball is I know, weird name, fun game. That's how I describe it. Weird name, fun game. And it is really, really picking up speed here in Southeast Texas as far as participation. Maybe one day we'll go a little bit further in depth than that here on the update. But this morning, I'm coming home from the Beaumont Tennis Center last night, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. There are homes all over the place that already have their Christmas lights up. They're much more ambitious than I am. My wife practically has to drag me out to put up the lights, but there are some folks that are. So if you're thinking that direction and you're already thinking, so what are we going to do special this year? I got an idea for you. Check this out. How about some light up Christmas chickens? Houston Chronicle, Carolyn Fitzpatrick from Country Living says this could steal the show. on your front lawn. I can see this happening in mine. We have chickens at our house. I could see this happening. Forget those inflatables. Go with the light up chickens. We'll be doing turkeys first, though, right? I mean, you're one of those people, let's do Thanksgiving before we skip straight to Christmas? I raise my hand, yes. All right, again, thank you for your time this morning. I do appreciate it. Do us one more favor. Hit us with a thumbs up before you go, a like. We appreciate it. We do want to remind you, too, lots of ways for you to keep up with what's going on across Southeast Texas. And I'll just remind you, there they are. You can go to KFDM.com. You can go to fox4beaumont.com. You can stay here on Facebook. We'll update you that way at KFDM News. You can also follow me on Twitter, Morning TV Dan. And if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can. Dan's at Home. And we will update you and send out these updates daily onto the YouTube channel as well. Again, I want to thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it. Hope you have the opportunity to get out and do something today you enjoy that makes your day special, and that you will be back to join us, whether it's on air or online, in the very near future.